Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम हुमायूं अखलाक है and a warm welcome to the member delegates who are here today, and special thanks to the Honorable Mr. Laurent Choupetane, who heads the Economic Division of the French Embassy in Islamabad, to join us and grace us with his presence. Flew in just now from Islamabad, as he told me, and going back tomorrow morning. His Excellency the Ambassador and the Honorable Consul General actually were traveling for some internal meetings, so they're out of the country and unfortunately could not be with us today. But hopefully, in the future events, they will be part of the events with their presence and also with their support, and we're very grateful to the French Embassy, His Excellency, the Honorable Consul General and Laurent, for extending all the support for PFBA to take its charter forward. The thin attendance also, I think, is something that has been observed, but due to the regulatory requirement of holding this AGM within a stipulated time frame, I think this got pushed out by a few weeks. I think next time we need to do a better job to make sure that we have a full house and as much of attendance as we can gather. But very grateful to all of you for taking the time out and being here with us and gracing us with your presence, with your comments, with your questions. We welcome all this. I think Kadir Sahab, you have some excellent suggestions, and this is already, I'm going to cover some of it in my talk as well, and then we will go into the implementation phase of it. Recent, as Said Saab mentioned, some changes that have happened in the organization. The first thing I like to do, the first and the foremost thing, is to acknowledge and recognize and appreciate all the hard work and the efforts that outgoing CEO and Chairman Mr. Jameel Hamdani has put into the organization over many years. He single-handedly, kept the flag flying high, and we are all very thankful to him for steering this organization forward. The last 2-3 years have been very difficult globally as well as for the country as well. So where we've seen COVID, we've seen then our own internal challenges. But Mr. Hamdani, with his commitment and his dedication, continues to make sure that PFBA continues to move forward. And I personally want to thank him. He was the one who inducted Schneider Electric into the forum and continues to be with us. Unfortunately, today he could not make it. He's spending some family time with his children in Dubai. But he continues to be a director in PFBA and will continue to support us and advise us and also correct us wherever we need correction to make sure we steer the course and we execute to the plan. So I just wanted to acknowledge his all the hard work and the commitment that he stood for in ensuring that this organization moves forward. Now with that, as it is customary, I'm not a big fan of speeches. I like to keep this very interactive, and with this kind of attendance, that's just my normal modus operandi. But just as a customary, I think we have all witnessed as businesses and as citizens of the country, that the last year or last year and a half has been somewhat challenging, both from the economic standpoint as well as from the political standpoint. So we have now the interim government in place, the caretaker government as they call it, and hopefully the election dates will be announced right now. The week has been announced, but we're hoping that the election dates would be announced soon, and then we will move towards election, and a new government will come in place as a result of the elections, and we'll have a more stable framework in terms of government, in terms of policy, in terms of the economic outlook as we move into next year. And we are all very hopeful that the country will be put back on the growth track that we have seen in the past few years. Now, having said that, even for the new government, it's not going to be a bed of roses. There are some daunting challenges in front of us as a country, especially on the economic front. So they will have to move fast. They will have to move with absolute commitment, and they will have to steer the ship in the right direction. In terms of ensuring that economically the country continues to improve from where we are today. For that to happen, it's very significant that trade and business continues to take the front seat. Our our exports need to grow exponentially if we are to sustain the economy and the import burden that we carry and the expenditure. The government will have to look at their own expenditures as well. Privatization, I think, should be, in my opinion, and I'm sure some of you or many of you would agree, has to be at the top of the agenda of the new government, especially of the state-owned enterprises that are loss-making and every year are consuming a lot of the taxpayers' money. And with that, the skill development that's required, focus on education, focus on healthcare. So there's a lot to do, and I think we, as one of the business forums in the country, we will have a role to play with that, to support the government, to support the businesses, to support the larger population. But having said that, I think we have seen the trade volume grow quite in a healthy way between France and Pakistan. So in 2022, we crossed almost 2 billion euros in trade, out of which 1.5 billion have been the exports from Pakistan to France, and but also we saw an 18% growth of exports from France into Pakistan, touching about $500 million, and this is a good trajectory that we are on, and this was and hopefully as we move forward, this will grow further, and we will need the support and cooperation and feedback and input from all of the people in this room and people who are not here today, and we will develop a plan to reach out and seek feedback to see how we I think communication का जिक्र किया. I think we need to do a better job of communicating what we're doing, especially at the at the structural level of the organization and many other areas. So as you're aware that we are also associated with the CCI France, which is the Chamber of Commerce International France, and as per their guidelines, we had to make some changes. I think what Said Saab was alluding towards and covered, that they would like to see more participation from the French companies on the board. Similarly, I think improving the diversity mix in our organization. So with that also, I'd like to make a quick introduction of Fadia Khan, who's recently joined us in the organization as the Director Commercial, and she will be undertaking many of the initiatives that we are planning and we will put into execution. So some of the things at the top of my mind, and we need to put all of this in black and white and give it the shape of a plan that we'll be happy to share with all the member delegates of PFBA present today and also otherwise. So some of the ideas are that we need to really put the organization on a more vibrant track. I think, just like Adil Saab mentioned, I think we need to create, in my opinion, and your feedback and your input is most welcome. But in my opinion, I think there needs to be 3 pillars to PFBA, which really define the way the organization is going to move forward. So there is the business side of it, which is that we need to create more business synergies between our organizations here and the organizations in France, working very closely with CCIF, and Laurent also has shared some excellent suggestions and ideas, connecting us to the other French business forums in other countries, like in UAE, in Vietnam. What all are they doing? And they're doing some fantastic stuff, and we need to learn from them and replicate as much as we can. in Pakistan. So we need to create that, that those business synergies. Part of that would also be, this is something I discussed with His Excellency also, and we are going to move forward on that, is organize something like a Pakistan Day in France. And he has already spoken to His Excellency, the Ambassador of Pakistan in Paris, who's very supportive that yes, we need to organize something like that in Paris, where we call it, and it'll be branded as Pakistan Day, where our businesses go there, and we request the Chamber of Commerce International to bring the French companies for a networking opportunity, for building, some synergies, some common ground for our businesses to share ideas and see what investment can we bring in, and then what can we. And this is what I meant earlier, when I spoke about growing the exports, is that whatever we can do in our capacity, I mean, there's no big or small here. As long as we are individually or at organizational level, we are contributing towards that objective, towards that cause, I think it's going to help at a country level. So everyone has to play a role. We cannot just blame the government for everything, whereas we sit on the sidelines and just share our feedback. We have to come into the field and start playing a more proactive role. So business, the other part we're going to do on the business side is create more alliances with the other Chamber of Commerce entities in Pakistan. So for instance, Pakistan Business Council, OICCI, Sialkot Chamber of Commerce, Lahore Chamber of Commerce, Karachi Chamber of Commerce, build more synergies with them, become a voice on the table as one unified voice when we go discuss policy matters or concessions or anything that benefits the local businesses or the businesses between France and Pakistan. So we need to become a more active voice, and I would invite the honorable delegates in this room to become part of those conversations, even become part of those committees where you represent PFBA in those forums and take our cause forward. Khalid Saab very rightfully mentioned that I think we need to do more events, and what Laurent and I, we exchanged notes on this, that I think we should be organizing at least one event a month. So Khalid Saab mentioned like at least 3-4. I think we need to do more.
Good.
And they don't have to be, not every event has to be like a grand kind of an event. We can even, have like 40-50 businesses coming together just to keep the conversation going, keep the feedback going, keep the ball rolling in terms of what are we really tracking to the objective that we have set for ourselves at organization level and also at a country level. So, and we would be doing this at a city level. So Karachi is one, we will be holding one in Lahore, we will be holding one in Faisalabad, in Sialkot. So we'd like to cover, we like to have our voice reach out to all key cities of the country. So that's again on the business side, and there are some more ideas that we still need to, and please, I highly welcome all the ideas. If you have more, we like to incorporate as much as we can. The other side of or the other pillar of the organization would be more around the cultural exchanges. How do we promote more cultural exchange between France and Pakistan? I think we have some amazing things to offer, whether they're on the music side or on the sports side or on the I think we can really when I talk about Pakistan Day in France, it's just not the business. Pakistan is a lot more in terms of the cultural richness that we can offer, and we can take it to there to create that experience for the French people on all that Pakistan is from a cultural perspective. And the third pillar will be on the academic side. I think we need to build more traction on the academic side. There are some excellent universities in France covering pretty much all the disciplines. Somehow I think as a nation or as people living here, our general tendency is to look towards the US or UK or Canada, to further this cause of having our kids going there. But I think France offers, from what little I know, and I think that there's a lot more that will be shared by the embassy as well. That France has some tremendous opportunities for our children, for our college students, for exchange programs, in multiple disciplines. But we need to create more awareness of that, and I like to use PFP as a platform whereby we propagate that and we promote that, and also facilitate the students. We have students. A lot of them come from underprivileged backgrounds and do not get the right help in terms of how to apply, who to send the application, how to apply for the visa process and all that. So I think we will create, and this is where I will seek Fadia's support as well, that we create that enabling environment within the organization where they should be able to come, and we should be able to facilitate with the support of the French embassy in Pakistan, and do a lot more of that. And I think in a way what Said Saab covered in terms of the financial health, and thank you, sir, for acknowledging, and again the credit goes to Andani Saab for improving the financial situation from the year before. But I think all these opportunities will somehow also contribute towards the financial well-being of the organization as well. So it is going to be a service-oriented organization covering the business side, the cultural side, and the academic side. And that itself, I think and that will require that the more we collect, the more we will be able to invest back into other programs. So one of the suggestions and idea that came from Laurent, which I thought was is a very exciting one also, is for PFPA to have office locations on shared basis in other cities, like for instance in Lahore, in Islamabad, because not every one of our member delegates has office coverage across the country, but they still need to travel to meet with their customers, to meet with prospective clients. So what we plan to offer is to have this working office environment available for them, so that when they go, they can use that. There'll be conference rooms. There'll be the technology set up for them to meet and invite customers to those locations and have business. So all these are like just floating ideas which we will inshallah very soon put them in a structured plan format, and that would be communicated to all the members in the right way, and hopefully very soon. But these are all the suggestions and ideas that how do we become more vibrant. This strong base that has been provided to us by Jameel Saab and the board. I think now onus is up to us to build on that and take it forward and make it more vibrant, make it more service oriented, and make it more value driven. Because once our members, the businesses, the larger population will see the value in what the organization is offering, I think we will get more interest, and hopefully we'll have the next AGM we'll have a packed room, because that's what's going to also bring a lot of interest and a lot of excitement in how PFPA conducts itself, and how do we support our member organizations, and how do we take them forward on a value-driven approach. So with that, I thank you again for the opportunity for me to stand up here and speak to all of you, and again thanks for being here with us, and we are open to your suggestions, your comments, your feedback, and inshallah we will put that into execution in a very good way. So again, Laurent, thank you so much for being here with us and gracing us with your presence, and our gratitude to His Excellency and Honorable Consul General as well. And in my last conversation, just on the closing side, with His Excellency, the Ambassador, he himself, I could see, I could sense, and he said it in so many words as well, absolutely committed to the success of this organization. And he will be, and he did say this much, that I will be at every event, where I can promote the cause and of the organization. So I'm very grateful to him for the sentiments of his, and hopefully we will create opportunities for the French Embassy colleagues to join us and stand next to us to further the cause. So with that, thank you so much, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.